Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Blackrock rules out immediate plans for spot XRP ETF. Okay guys, let's get into it. So, saw this article and I thought I'd cover it because I'm sure some people have seen this and are a little bit, feeling a bit disappointed, feeling a bit down about this, seeing this news. So I thought I'd cover it. So, okay, what do I think about this? I mean, nothing really, to be honest with you. I actually really don't think it's that big of a deal, to be completely honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, we are in the middle of a bull market, so would this have helped in terms of, price action? Yeah, I'm not about to argue that at all. I'm not about to argue against that at all. I do think it could have, definitely helped. But do I think it's going to stop XRP from having a run now? No, not at all. And do I also think that Blackrock won't do an ETF at some point? Absolutely. I still think that is going to happen. So let's just get into this then. So there's a guy who'd put out a post, and there's been quite a few, influencers, how you get it with the hype ones who are saying, once the lawsuit is done, Blackrock are going to announce their ETF for XRP. And, a lot of people were saying this kind of thing. And we've had obviously official news now that the lawsuit is dropped. It's going away. And straight away we've had off of the back of this people saying that, next is the Blackrock ETF. And Blackrock have come out and said, hey, we've got no plans at the immediate future to do a XRP or Solana ETF right now. So, okay. In regards to that, I think as a company, it's just completely their prerogative. Like, if they don't want to do an ETF, they don't have to. That is completely their choice. They are a business. They can make their business decisions. Do I think it's a bad choice? Yeah, I do. I think it's absolutely a bad choice, especially with XRP right now, because he's absolutely on fire with how much attention he's getting and everything. I would have thought they would have been a bit more, quick on the draw to try and get that ETF in, because it's going to benefit them. People have been saying how, there's been volumes in terms of ETFs, like other ETFs for XRP, that have been really off the chain, really off the scale. So I do think BlackRock would have stood to, benefit a lot from getting an ETF done as soon as possible. But, I think at the end of the day, BlackRock are a big enough company that they'll come when they're ready. They wasn't the first of the party when the Bitcoin ETFs were filed or the Ethereum ETFs. So they got in a little bit later. So if they're just taking their time to maybe get all their ducks in a row, make sure that the regulatory clarity is there, etc., everything's set before they, go ahead and invest and put these ETFs on the market, apply for them, then, hey, fair enough. That's, to me, it's not that big a deal, because while I do acknowledge that this could help the price go higher, I'm not, disputing that at all. I don't think it's going to stop XRP in the ballroom whatsoever, so yeah, okay, maybe we could argue of, hey, how high could XRP go had the ETFs got, applied and, running live? Is it possible that XRP could have gone significantly higher? I'm not going to say significantly, because I don't know. And this is the thing, we can't really say for sure, right? Even if the ETFs had have got approved and XRP, let's just say XRP went to, let's just go with $15, right? There's no way to know if that was really due to the ETFs or if it was due to, the general bull run being at play. So we would have never really known exactly what impact it would have had, because we can't say if that was mainly powered from the ETF or if it was mainly powered from just the bull run in general, right? So it's hard to say what impact this could have had. I do think overall it would have been positive. That's my assumption. But at the end of the day, I still think XRP is going to have a run. I still think it's going to be, it's still going to have its moment to shine. So that's why I'm not really overly concerned about this, to be honest with you. And the other thing is that I'm not convinced that this means that BlackRock are just not going to do an XRP ETF at all now. I don't believe that for a second. I think it's just a thing of give it time. I don't know what they could be doing behind the scenes. There could be things that they're doing, checks that they're doing, agreements being made, that kind of thing. We've got no idea that, what could actually be going on behind the scenes to lead up to the XRP ETF being applied for. So in that regard, it's, you just play the waiting game, right? So I've got no thought processes now as to whether this is going to happen within the next month or two, because that's what they said, no immediate plans. So, you know, I'm not expecting it maybe even during this bull run, maybe, but I think it's going to come. I do think it's going to happen at some point, you know. So for me, it's going to help at some point down the line, whether it's, you know, this bull run or another bull run or whatever. I don't know the reason as to why they're slowing down. As I say, I do think this is something that they could possibly later on regret, just because, you know, if they just get on it now, they could be one of the bigger benefactors from putting out an XRP ETF. So I think it's something they should be looking into doing, in all honesty, just from a common sense perspective, from a business perspective, because I think they've got a lot to gain from it. But, you know, if they've got things that they need to do, like red tape, legal things that they need to, you know, make sure that they're abiding by, or, you know, getting cleared before they put the application in, then that's fair enough, right? Like, that's just what it is. So, to me, I'll just say this. I don't think he's going to, you know, like, impact XRP to a significant degree. There's no real way to say, like, how much this could impact the you know, the XRP performance. So it's not like we can say, okay, well, that's $5 now that we could have had on top, but we're not, you know, going to get that. We don't know. We don't know what it could have been. So there's no way to say how big of a deal this is going to, you know, how big of an impact this is going to have on the bull run. We'll just have to wait and see now, you know. So I will be honest and say, would I have liked the XRP ETFs to have been approved? Yeah, definitely. Why not? Of course. But I'm not exactly here, you know, throwing my fist through the wall or anything like that and thinking, you know, what's going on, and, you know, getting all angry. Like, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, you know, when it comes, and we just wait until that point then. So, you know, for me, I would just say I wouldn't worry about this too much. I don't think this is the end of the world at the end of the day. Yes, it could have been better news, but it's not necessarily, you know, doom and gloom news either. You know, I think it's just, okay, just have to wait until that time comes. But to me, XRP is going to perform regardless. So, you know, this isn't something I'm going to be like, you know, getting too upset over, because I still believe that time is coming. So for me, we'll see what happens at the end of this, and then we can revisit back this topic at another time. But for now, I'm just excited to see where XRP goes, and I don't think this is going to have any huge impact on that from having a run. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.